Okay, 5 up. Nothing. 3 wounds. Blam, blam, blam.
Yeah, anything. Now, the way cover saves works, if you're shooting through something else, it's 25% obscured, but it's not terrain, you get a 5 up cover save. If they were hanging out in here, because it's a room, they would get a 4 up cover save.
Okay. Okay, so one guy dies and one guy has a win. Okay, what's next?
Next, we're going to shoot these guys at the same place. I'm pretty sure this guy right here, without even looking, is not going to see, but these two will.
Okay,
2
I'm
last
ready.
cannons there.
Obliterators.
Cocked. 2 hits. 2 wounds.
2 wounds. All right. I don't think they get a cover save against this one. Yeah, they are not 25% obscured.
All right.
Hold on.
Maybe that guy.
Yeah, that guy.
So one 5 up cover.
Okay, ready. I'm deciding I'm going to make this. Nope.
All right. So this guy's closest. He takes the first one.
Right.
And dies, and then this guy takes one.
All right. So that's put a crimp on the destroyers.
Now these guys here can't see the destroyers, so we're going to go after this thing right here.
The Ghost Ark.
The Ghost Ark.
I'm ready. AV is 13.
Last cannons again. 2 hits.
Ooh, a 6, a 1, and a 5. Okay.
And looking for force.
Yep. Force to glance. Blam, blam. 2 hull points. Plus, I'm down to AV 11 now.
And I get to roll on the chart because I pinned you.
Oh, okay. My bad. So yeah.
And I add 1. You're open top, right?
Yeah, open top.
So I add 2
open
to
top
this.
still adds 1.
Open top adds 1, and AP 2 weapon.
Is that this one right here?
It's this one.
Okay.
And so now I'm going to shoot. I add 2 to this die roll. So 4, which is a weapon destroyed. We'll take off this side's weapons.
All right, I'm ready.
To make you flip.
And by the way, it is random, isn't it? Which weapon is destroyed, right?
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Yes.
So that's okay. We'll just
1,
make
2,
it that
3,
one.
4, 5, 6.
Okay, fine.
This weapon.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. Okay, this guy has 2 wounds on him. 2 hull points peeled off.
Cool. All right.
Okay, I'm ready.
That was shooting. Let's do some assaults. These guys are assaulting here, and these guys are assaulting there.
I'm ready.
So, but hold on a second. I got to make sure. Let's pause. We're gonna make sure if I can if I can charge after I pick the relic up.
Right.
That's important.
All right, Chaos turn 3 assault phase. The Bloodletters have moved into the Canoptic Wraiths. This unit of Chaos Space Marines has moved in. And then we still have this ongoing with the Juggernauts. There's a lot of wound counters on here. We've got 3 wounds total on these Juggernauts. So, and they have 10 wounds. If you add them all together. So minus the 3 is 7 wounds left to destroy that unit. But unlikely to happen this turn. And again, Fate Weaver, good gracious, that guy is we just can't kill him.
He's a pain in the butt.
Oh, it's completely changing the texture of your army.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
He's the most useful 300.
You probably saved 10 wounds at least so far from him. But that makes a difference. Yeah, that would be like this unit would be blown up, plus there'd be wounds on one of these guys.
Yep.
So it does matter. He definitely can turn the tide of battle. Yeah, you've got it. But Thomas did it the right way. Don't drop the Fate Weaver right in the middle of things. Drop him back here where it's safe.
Oh,
and just kind of keep your stuff.
It's even grosser now because the way it used to work, when you were all just demons, 5th edition, half of your army rounded up would come in, and you would want Fate Weaver.
Wouldn't get icons.
And you didn't have icons, so everything would scatter, and then you'd have to run to try and get together. Now, I have Chaos Space Marines that are just sitting there with an icon, like, we're here, we're waiting, come help us, you know. And then Fate Weaver's like, all right, I'll come help you because I can just stand right there and be Superman, you know.
That's huge.
It's gross.
Yeah, that's
super
awesome.
Gross.
I'm ready.
Okay, so initiative step 4. I have all of my guys except for I have a Power Fist guy that are going to swing. So each Bloodletter gets 3 attacks, or 2 attacks base and 3 on the charge. So I get 30 dice. 9, 12, 15,
wow,
18,
wow,
21,
3 hours later.
Yep, because they're Furious Charge.
Oh, wow, that's great. These guys are awesome.
So here's 3.
Go Bloodletters. Oh, looking for 3s.
It's cocked. Okay, that's pretty good. I only missed 8 times.
Yeah, that's great. Well, the average would have been 10.
So now I need 3s to wound. Okay, so here is 4, 8, 12, 15, but I still have more attacks. Here's the Fate
Wow,
Weaver.
15 wounding hits.
Fate Weaver hit once.
Yeah, that's probably
needing
going
a
to
3,
decimate him.
missed. And now the Chaos Space Marines, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys I'm swinging right now. And pause for a second because I don't know if they have. Go ahead and ready to go. I have 7. That means they have base 1, 1 for extra hand weapon because that still exists, and pistols count as hand weapons, and 1 for the charge. So another 21 attacks. 9.
Can I just make the saves against these guys?
15.
Because that may just kill him.
18.
Okay, 3 ups. There's 9.
Oh,
okay,
well,
1, 2,
like
3, 4 wounds, and I still need to make 5 more.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
5, 6 wounds.
That'll do it.
They're dead.
Okay. So I'll do consolidates, Weaver.
Okay, here we go.
So that one's over. This is the consolidates. 3, 6, 6. I want to note that I cannot, in one phase, because I have the relic, move more than 6 inches. So I have to be really careful with these guys.
Because they moved like 2?
Yeah, they moved. They all would have piled in at least 3 inches. So I'm only going to move them like 1 inch because I don't want to have to drop the relic.
Yeah, remember these guys are stand-ins for bloodletters.
Yeah.
So there's that.
And then over here, so my initiative step 3, or initiative step 4, I'm sorry.
So are these guys moving yet, or does that happen at the very end?
I'm pretty sure it happens right now, but and I can do that right now. Let's just do that right now. Pause, go ahead and pause and I'll move.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so I did that consolidate, and that actually did make a difference because the way that I moved, it means that this guy can't get in base. So he's just going to jockey up there. This guy is going to have to go into the dangerous terrain because he's going to try and come around, and this guy will just come up closer. So I'll take 1 dangerous terrain check on that guy.
And he rolls
I
a
rolled
1.
Here's my reroll,
Three-up
or my
save.
save. I made it.
Okay, great.
Okay, now I have all 5 of them, excuse me, all 5 of them now. That's 15 attacks. 1, 9, 12.
Okay, he's going to be looking for 3, so that's 10. So I'm probably going to take enough wounds to kill me on average here.
There's 12 hits. A little above average on the hits. And I'm not, I'm strength 5, so 3 wound.
7 wounds on the Canoptic Wraiths. Here we go. Yep,
Oh,
that
Sean.
obliterates the rest of them.
Sean,
Wham.
that was such a bad roll,
Yeah,
Sean.
that is how
7
it goes.
wounds, average has said you should maybe roll 2.5 or something.
Well, one guy would have lived, you know. And so the best I was hoping for in that, well, I could have tied you up for a whole nother turn.
Yeah.
But it is my turn,
Consolidate.
so that actually might be good for me.
I gotta check. Cool, yeah, it will be your turn. I'm gonna move those guys 4 inches so they consolidate.
Okay, sounds good. All right, folks, I am going to call this a game and give my opponent a hearty thank you. Here comes the shake. You got it on camera there?
Got it on camera.
All right, awesome.
And some shaking.
And
camera syndrome.
so thank you all for tuning in. I really, this was meant to be an exhibition game, and I have to say a good well played to Thomas.
Thank you.
Who really did, you know, come back from what appeared to be an early jump on him with steal the initiative.
It was gross, and I was afraid.
Yeah, he just held in there, and like I've always said, Warhammer is the game of remembering things, and if you just keep your wits about you and you know don't make as many mistakes as your opponent, you can usually come out ahead.
Sean, I'm gonna say that. Oh, flip it over here.
Yeah, I'm ready.
I'm gonna say that you didn't really make any mistakes. There's a couple of things. There's a couple of things that I would have done differently.
Oh,
if they
good.
were
No,
really for me.
I'm ready. Tactical.
But,
Tactical.
Okay, tactically, well, you wanted to try some stuff out. This didn't do you a whole lot of good.
It really didn't.
This guy would never put in difficult terrain because of the idea
Right.
that there's always that chance. There's
Right.
always a chance, and this thing is so powerful if you can get it
A
close.
better positioning would have been like right there.
Right.
Of course, that would have been
I would
just
put
out
that
of the
guy-
deployment
I would put that
zone.
guy front and center, and
Okay.
here's why. His gate attack
Uh-huh.
is amazing. I
Right.
can't re-roll his gate attack. It's initiative checks. If I
Right.
fail my, you're like, oh, I ran 6 inches. This whole unit here could have been 6 inches. That's 8 guys. Let's say you get there.
Oh, right.
And
They all
any-
have to
any
make,
fives
what
and
is it,
sixes.
strength tests?
These guys are all dead. Half of my unit or it might be strength tests.
Got sucked
but
into the gate.
These 2 are dead. If
Right.
it's a strength test.
Hold on a second. I'm actually interested in that.
Okay.
But he is right. I didn't bring my full force to bear. Another problem, a lot of this has to do with list building as well, which
Right.
is, the fact is, well, and we rolled an oddball mission.
This is
where
an
it's
oddball
like,
mission.
You got to get to the middle and get that.
And
thing.
that's harder for
And
the
once
Necrons
you
to
get
do.
it is not usually going to come back to you. And so with list building, first off, I blew 90 points on a trans-dimensional beamer,
Oh, right, yeah.
on all the beamers for those things.
Well, alternatively,
And for the Bastion, I actually made another mistake there. I had added in like comms thing, and they can only have one of the three things.
Right.
I counted that as 150 points for my list, and it's actually 120 points or something like that.
so, yeah, some
So
of it.
I lost quite a bit with bad list building.
Well, and that, it's 6th edition, man. At the beginning, we have no idea how things are working. In retrospect, the things that I would change out of my list, I would definitely not spend the 250 points on Armand. He wasn't
Yeah,
worth
didn't
it.
do that
He
much.
wasn't worth it. I mean,
didn't do that
I look at it and I think, man, I got to use these new cool psychic powers. Sorry, cool psychic powers, and they just really weren't that cool. I think that the best one I was playing another game. The best two psychic tables that out of the rulebook now that I've seen are definitely like I think it's biomancy or something like that, and divination. Those two are phenomenal, and those are the two that Chaos Space Marines don't get. So I think I would probably either use just the regular abilities out of the book for if I were to bring Armand again, or just not even bring him.
Well, think about it. You could have bought, 20 bloodletters
Oh yeah, no,
for that amount.
a lot. I could have brought a
Yeah.
lot of stuff for that number. I could have been like, oh hey, I'm going to double my Force Org chart. Take a really cheap HQ. Take the Demon
Right.
Prince, because the Demon Prince I like, and go with, oh, I'm going to just, go double Force Organization chart and put more Obliterators in.
Right. Oh yeah, 6 heavy support choices.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love double Force Org.
It's-
and I
it's
don't
really
think people
interesting.
have really thought that over. I think the Tyranids get a boost with
Oh,
that
they
too.
do. Tyranids are gross, man.
So you're going to end up with things like 18 zone throws.
I went to the
How would that
local
even
game
work?
store the other day, or yesterday, after we were playing, and somebody was playing like a heavy HQ. I'm sorry. Hold on a second. I'm gonna sit down. We're gonna
Here,
sit down.
let me take the camera.
I went to the
So you're at the game store.
and there was a guy playing Tyranids, and he'd come up with a list with tons of, because the double force organization chart's possible.
Right.
They can't take any allies. They don't
Right.
have any. So it's not even an option. But he had like six winged tyrants or something, like winged creatures. So there's all
Right.
these monstrous
You
creatures that are
can
just
you
flying
can have
around.
8. You can have 2 tyrants, 6 harpies.
There you go. What well, no, I mean, because you could do 2 per force org for your HQs or whatever.
Oh yeah, you're right. You could take 4
Yeah.
tyrants and 6 harpies.
He had all kinds of winged stuff, and with the new flying rules, as you saw here,
Right.
they could be really nasty. Like they fly up, you can only snapshot them, and then if you don't get them out of the air, or if you do and you don't kill them, and I have tyrants are really tough. They're tougher than a demon prince probably, and they're right next to you, and they get to charge in the next turn. It's super gross. And that Tyranid list he had, oh man, it was vicious. It was really vicious. So, and that's one of the things that I'm kind of scared about. Both flyers and winged creatures in a small amount aren't going to be a huge game changer. They're going to be annoying. They're going to be something you are going to have a hard time getting rid of. But they're not going to be like, oh, this is the pin, the thing, the linchpin that's going to really
Right.
wreck things. But if you maxed out that stuff, it could be the game changer. It could be
Right.
ridiculous because there's so much of it and it's so hard to deal with.
Now, because you might think, well, now the game's broken. No, not broken. Because now you simply have to. There's like a different layer of eventualities to deal with.
Yeah.
Like I actually think it will. If I didn't know who I was going to be up against, that it was just going to be random. Oh my gosh! Now you really do have to build a balanced list.
Oh yeah.
That's good. That you can be like, okay, what if I come up against that list? What if I come up against this completely different list? How are you going to?
It's all rebalancing, reevaluating.
It's
the things
reevaluating for sure.
Yeah, the things that worked in the last edition, don't necessarily work now, and things that didn't work before do.
Right.
It's totally weird. And I mean, here's the thing. Some people are on there being like, oh, Sean wanted to play a fun game, and Thomas brought this ridiculous
I didn't hear that.
list. No, but people will probably say that, and now they won't because I just said that.
Right.
But I made their point for them.
Take that, nerds.
Right. But the point I was trying to make with this is, this seems like a ridiculously gross idea. The fact that I can bring probably the most overpowered character in the game, because I really believe Fate Weaver is that guy.
Right.
And I can bring him with Chaos Space Marines, so wow. And well, here's the thing too, we didn't have the miniatures, and if I had the miniatures, I probably would have brought a bunch of Terminators, because, I mean, the Blood Crushers worked great. They worked great. Right. But if I'd come up against...
Rerolls on a 2.
Yeah. Well, rerolls on a 2 with the Terminators. And then here's the other thing too, if I'd come up against... If Sean hit up... Here's the only thing that I would have done differently with your leader is give him the 2-up armor save. Because these guys only have AP3 weapons. They only have power swords now. You would have been like, oh, 14 wounds? Well, until I rolled 2 1s, you know, and you just your guy would have been like, I take all these wounds from my whole unit. Right. And these guys would have been like, oh, we were really powerful last edition, and now we're just kind of meh.
So and that makes that good now. Yeah. 2-up armor, that means something.
2-up armor is
so like
really good.
Chassos for Tau can take Iridium armor. Yeah. And then the Necron Lords have Sempiternal Weave.
Yeah, I still wouldn't put any Chassos in close combat.
Right.
I mean,
that's my plan. I'm going to run a Tau army with 4 Chassos and just take them right to the front of the line.
Right into close combat. Yeah. Make sure you take Farsight, because he's the only one who has a power weapon in that army. Don't do it. Don't do it, Sean.
But
the reason
I see the great potential of the Necrons.
Yeah. Well, here's another gross thing too, right? Like I don't know what kind of upgrades you can bring for the Cryptex, but these Cryptex are basically it's like the same idea that the Space Wolves have with their the Wolf Guard or whatever. What they call it, their sergeants, they're elite guys. And they can be
that's it, Wolf Guard.
Wolf Guard, they can be detached and put as basically the sergeant of a Grey Hunter squad. Right. So now you've created the same thing, because all you do is you build, I put a 2-up armor save, being Terminator armor probably, on this Wolf Guard guy, and he's in charge of this unit, and now he takes all of this punishment. It's all this punishment to get rid of the guy.
And I want to stress, all this punishment means he absorbs maybe 6 hits. You know, he doesn't.
Pretty huge.
It isn't. It is. Don't get me wrong. It's a thing, but it's not like that one guy is just going to be this bulwark and all his buddies will be quailing behind
it. Really could. I mean, it depends on. It often depends on the dice.
Hey, I'm trying to make a point here, Thomas.
I do see your point, and you're right. We don't want to overwork it or make it seem more than it is. But there's always those times where you have to take the dice rolls over an entire game. If you, at the end of your first turn, are like, oh, my turn's been awful, my opponent's just beating me into the ground, and my dice have been just off the wall terrible, you have to think, but next turn, it'll balance out. Or over the course of the game, it'll balance out. And the only time that's really bad is when it doesn't balance out for you until it's too late for you to be able to make a difference. But that can all be modified and dealt with by having good tactics. And so, really, yes, this game has dice, and sometimes the dice gods are awful to you. And I've had those experiences, and you've seen them. But a lot of times, the majority of the time, it will balance out. Is what I'm trying to say. And because of that, there will. But in the weird circumstance, there will be the weird circumstance where I go into combat and do 15 wounds against this unit, and that guy makes all 15 saves. You know, I mean, it can be done. And so then all of a sudden, I mean, that's a total game changer. And so I guess what I'm trying to say is, because of these characters and the 2-up armor save and the fact that power weapons, the only thing that can get rid of 2-up armor saves now is stuff that swings at initiative 1 in close combat, except for the War Scythe. And there might be a couple other things in the entire game that don't swing at initiative 1 now. The majority of what you're going to face will swing at initiative 1 with your guy, with your power fist weapons. But then you're like, oh, you're going to take my 2-up armor save away. Well, I'm a character, or we're all in base-to-base contact in close combat. I get to choose where the wounds go. So I put it on bloke in the back there, or bloke over here, and he dies. Wound allocation is totally different. You have to totally rethink the way you build your list, the way you move your miniatures. And right now, there's been some despair. You know, I mean, yes, there's units like I call it the Death Star unit of the Eldar with Farseer and the Steer Council with 2 Archons, and it's just like, wow, how do I deal with that? There's no way I can kill this unit, and I can tell you that, yeah, you're right. There's pretty much no way to kill that unit unless you just rolls really poorly, and it's a waste of your time. It's more of a waste of your time to shoot at that unit than it is to shoot at the Fate Weaver by magnitudes of difference. But here's the kicker. Here's the thing that makes it okay that I've already got a balancing act on. Because of the ally rules, even if you're battle brothers, you cannot embark in transports of your ally. So that Death Star unit of amazingness and grossness has to walk at you. And they are fleet, but they have to walk to get to you. And so you can just avoid them.
Right.
So, I mean,
what's the counter? For everything ridiculous you hear about,
right.
You have to think, okay, instead of crying about it, you know,
right.
Or selling your army. By the way, we have a great trade-in program if you want to be done with your 40K army. Just find out, well, what's the counter? How can I handle? I've already started looking in the Necron book for, okay, how would I deal with things? How am I going to learn from this? You know, and a lot of it is list building. Doom Scythe.
I always learn.
Do you know what that does?
Vaguely.
Okay, come here. I want to show you.
Okay.
And hold your thought, because I can tell you have something else.
Cool.
So let's say this is the Doom Scythe, right?
Okay.
So now let's say further I come in from reserve.
Right. And you're a flyer.
Right. I'm a flyer. So
Okay.
I don't know what that means, but let's say I get to here, 12 inches away.
All right.
So what you do with the Doom Scythe is you nominate a point 12 inches away. Nominate a point.
A point on the ground.
You don't roll a hit,
Yeah.
as far as I know. So I nominate here, and then you go a direction, 3d6 inches.
Okay. And everything. So
8 inches. So
forward.
an 8 inches, like a cannonball, except for you can make it go any direction. So I just hit all 3 with a strength 10 AP1 hit.
Oh, is it a template?
No,
Or it's just
everything
a line.
hit in the line, everything in the line. So it's kind of like a flamer template. And you know what? Just so
That's
I say
really
the right
gross.
thing, I want to read it verbatim because I think the Doom Scythe is amazing. I'm definitely adding a few in my next. By the way, we're redoing this army. It's already been sold, so thank you. You can buy a duplicate of it if you want. And because I'm doing not only our regular commissions that we do, right? Like you call us up or email us, say, do this, how much is it? Half down, half on completion, typical. But on the web store, you can just buy an army up front for duplication. Like, I really like that army, I want that. But I'm allowing people to switch out. So if it's a similar item, you can get something different. Like, let's say you were like, you know what, Sean, the Monolith's not my speed. I think that Doom Scythe you talked about is good. Goodbye, Monolith. And then in your army, in the commission, we would switch it out. Okay, so anyway, hold on, looking for Doom Scythe. Doomsday Arc, come on, be good to me now. Why am I not? There it is. Okay, hold on. 12 inches, strength 10, AP1, heavy 1.
Ugh.
To fire the death ray, nominate a point anywhere in the weapon's range. Then nominate a second point within 3d6 inches of the first. Then draw a straight line between the 2 points. Every unit, friendly or enemy, underneath the line suffers a number of hits equal to the number of models in the unit underneath the line.
Gross, dude.
If the vehicle's other weaponry is fired in the same shooting phase, it must be fired at one of the units hit by the death ray. You do not roll to hit with that weapon. It hits you. And at minimum, it's going to hit the one thing that you put the initial point on. Yeah, so it wouldn't be these specific guys affected. It would be the unit would get 3 hits, which would mean, of course, you would take off the closest guys.
Right.
But
So it would affect these 2 guys.
Right, but it would be instant death for them.
Yes, if they were Thunderwolf Cavalry, it would, because they're demons.
Yes.
Yeah, these guys have the demon roll. They're immune to.
Great.
Well, that might not be true anymore.
By
They
the
may
way,
have stacked the demon roll.
This army's available for sale.
It's true. This army is
And
available
now,
for sale.
heck, you can field it as the Corn Wolves
Yep.
thing that we had, or you could field it as Chaos Space Marines with allied demons.
Yeah, it's
You know, it's not bad.
gross. It's really gross. This list
Fantastic.
is fun. I like it. That's why I wanted to play it, because I wanted to try out this gross idea I had. So, and I did. All right.
Thank you, John.
Now your turn.
Oh, well,
You got
the
anything
only
else?
thing I was going to say is I feel like a lot of people will probably get discouraged right immediately. And you know, some people are, hey, you know, I like the great storyline and the, you know, making this battle to be very thematic and stuff. And they'll be fine with this edition because it's definitely an edition of 40K where your characters are in super powerful, impressive. The heroes you thought they should be, you know, they are that guy. It's not like everyone needed to have the stats and the rules of Lysander. Now everyone kind of is the stats and rules of Lysander in a lot of ways. Just really powerful. So, yeah, some people
But
are like,
are we to Hero Hammer?
Some people are like, oh, we're back to Hero Hammer, and you know what? It's just refocusing. And what I'm trying to say is, any conclusions you're drawing right now, anything that you find that is totally OP and off the charts broken,
Find a counter.
You just need to parse it out, think about it, and take some time. And the thing about losing a game versus winning a game is you learn a lot more in general from losing a game than you do from winning a game. You spend a lot more time analyzing and thinking over things and being like, what can I do differently to do better next time? And that's, I guess, all I'm trying to say in general about 6th edition. Give it some time.
Right. All right, thanks,
That's it.
Thomas. Good game.